the season of declutter, of get everything organized. And a lot of people like to start in their pantries, in their fridge, and in their freezer. And they start by getting rid of all of the expired food. My friends,
they're more like guidelines anyway.
Today, I wanted to take you along with me as I cook from what is in my fridge and freezer, and specifically cooking with some expired food. So I'm gonna kick it off with the oldest box of pasta that I have in my house. Best buy date is 2018.
She fainted.
And then I found a jar of pasta sauce that was Best Buy 2022. It feels like I have a little bit of a problem, but what does dried pasta do? Get more dry, you know what I'm saying? Also for meal prep, I like to buy like huge packages of spicy Italian sausage. Before I do that though, have you guys subscribed to the channel? Doesn't cost you a darn thing. Free content right here. You could also give the video a like if you like it. Maybe share it with a friend if you think someone else might find value here as well. Anyway, let's cook up some expired food and see if anybody gets sick.
That's the start.
Sauce and sausage are in the pot, and I feel like there's a lot left in here, so I will rinse this with some water, toss that in as well, and see what else I can find to make this ragu taste way better than it does on its own. Italian seasoning. A little bit of garlic powder, never hurt anybody. We are ready. I do salt my water, so I threw some salt in. Here it comes. I'm curious to know how long this is gonna take to cook, because it says on the box 10 to 11 minutes. I'd say no. First of all, I live at 5,000 feet, so that's gonna take longer anyway. This is 6 years expired, 6. I just wanna know, like, how long is it gonna take to actually cook? Let's find out. My sauce looks pretty good, but I found some expired goat cheese. Let's see, I'm looking at December 18th, 2023. When it comes to dairy products, I am definitely more cautious. Smell it. If it smells fine, it's fine. So I'm gonna, boom. I will just put the lid on. We are al dente right now at 18 minutes. I will drain this, dump it into the sauce, and I think I'm gonna let it sit in the sauce for maybe 10 minutes just to soften a little bit more and really soak up those flavors. Little hoverboard, puppy.
Good fake dog.
Who wants expired cheese?
Isn't expired food like bad for you?
Well, you guys are my test subjects, so you will report back later if you feel like you're dying.
I'm just kidding.
I just want to make sure everyone knows I'm not manipulating my family. Dave, this is expired.
Okay.
Okay, are you good with that?
Got it.
They ate all of it. There's nothing left. Hey, do you guys feel sick at all?
No.
Did it taste weird? So, as an American, stop trying to be taller. I have a deep love of peanut butter. You?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. If you haven't tried them yet, this one was at the discount store for $2. Something happened in the last year where everyone stopped taking sandwiches, so they
It's
just...
not crunchy.
It's what? You like crunchy?
100%.
That's so true.
This expired in March of 2023, and peanut butter is one of those ones that actually can go bad because it has so much oil in it. So I thought we would see if it's ruined or not. Usually these will separate, like the oil will separate out, but you can remix them and they're fine. We do that often. Okay, step 1, smell. The smell test. It smells fine.
Boy, teenagers.
It smells good.
It smells like normal.
Separate it a little bit. Give that a little taste. Tell me if that's any good. It smells fine. It smells good.
Tastes like peanut butter.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I say we make no-bake cookies and scotcheroos.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Now we're talking.
Next up are these Betty Crocker chocolate chip muffin and quick bread mixes. These expired in November of 2023. Technically it says best if used by. So that's kind of a clue. They don't actually expire. It's not like the 2nd December of 2023 starts that you'll get sick or that these are bad for you. It's just about what's gonna taste the best. So I suspect these will still taste fine because we're only a couple of months past the date. And then as time goes on, probably the flavor will decrease a little bit. And also if there's any leavening in here, baking soda, baking powder, those will begin to not work. I'm gonna mix these up right now. I think these are gonna be awesome for snack meal prep this week. I will be putting together the bread instructions just as it says on the back of the box. Mix with your favorite whisk. 2 greased loaf pans. I will pour my dough, batter, whatever. And it's gonna be really, really awkward because I can't use all of my fingers to hold this really heavy bowl. Into the oven for about 40 to 50 minutes. I think I'm going to take some expired vitamins.
Going to die.
2022, it's fine. Okay, nice stack of slightly smelly vitamins. How do you take vitamins? Do you do pill first, then water? Water first, then pill? I'm a water first kind of girl. Down the hatch, expired vitamins. We'll check back in tomorrow to see if I'm still alive.
The suspense is killing me.
I pulled out of the freezer.
It's alive!
Like keto Mexican lasagna. I meal prepped this, I think 2 months ago. Isn't that nice? I made it with kind of like taco meat and zucchini noodles. And the second I moved the lasagna out of the freezer, I saw underneath it this baggie that says ham bone. And you know what that means when I see a ham bone in the freezer? Red beans and rice time. Listen, if you are new and you don't know, my mom is from Southern Louisiana. I grew up eating Cajun food, and red beans and rice is one of the ones that I ate all the time growing up, at least once a month, if not more often. It's amazing. All we need to do is find some small red beans in the pantry for the dish, and I think I have everything else. So let's see if we can find it. Come on, small red beans. Small red beans. I swore I bought some from As Your Standard. Oh, here. Yes! I found them. Small red beans from As Your Standard. Best Buy 2025. These aren't even expired. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Now, I will tell you, I'm not convinced that As Your Standard is the best price on these products. I haven't done a deep dive into it yet. However, if you want to try them out, I do have a link below. I think it gives you something. $25 off, maybe? I will soak these in cold water and we're gonna get crack-a-lackin'. For my red beans and rice, I have my big ol' ham bone, which, yes, does have quite a bit of ham still on it. 1.5 pounds of small red beans. They soaked for about 3-4 hours, rinsed them with cold water. I have a couple of stalks of celery, 2 red onions, a couple of bay leaves right here, a little bit of garlic paste, this stuff. And on top of all of this, I will be adding, I have about 8 cups of chicken broth going on right now. I definitely want to cover all the beans for sure. I feel like this is probably a little low. I might need 2 to 4 more cups. We'll see in a second. And use this just like salt. This does get served over rice, which will cut the salt content a little bit. So I'm gonna get this boiling on high and drop to a simmer for about 2 hours. Yummy, 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 yummy. So we may or may not have stole these from my mom's pantry. And I did so because they were expired. May of 2022.
Way expired.
Way expired.
Oh, those don't smell bad.
Oh, they don't smell bad. What flavor is this?
These are honey roasted pistachios. There's a ton of seasoning on them.
I think those are okay. 2022.
And they're pre-shelled.
These are, these are good. Oh my gosh.
These are really
Oh
good.
my gosh. Since you had that expired pasta with the expired sauce with the expired cheese in it, how are you feeling?
Fine.
Feel fine? Guess what I ate today?
The same stuff?
Expired vitamins.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Do they work?
I'm fine. Well, I don't know if they work, but I'm not sick. Continuing my clean out the fridge and freezers with expired food, I picked out this chicken. This is chicken thighs. It did have the skin on. I took the skin off. It's an entire package, and the date is August of 2023. However, because it was in the freezer, it's a little fine. Like, it may have been a hair freezer burnt, but it's fine. I grew up eating this dish at least once a month my entire life. It is from my grandpa. And even though the ingredients are simple and inexpensive, true to his Cajun roots, it's full of flavor. So I'm starting in this very large baking dish with 2 cups of raw rice. On top of that, I am sprinkling 1 diced onion. You can use whatever rice you want, super cheap. I am preheating my oven to 375. I believe this is 4 pounds or a little over 4 pounds of chicken, so it's a lot. And when it comes to leftovers, so I'll definitely have like 2 dinners out of this for my family. When it comes to the leftovers, they fight. They fight over, no, I want the chicken and rice. No, I want the chicken and rice. Teenage boys are fighting over the leftovers. It is a winner. Okay, there's all my chicken. The next step is 5 cups of hot water, to which I'll add chicken broth. You can use any kind you have. I have this one. I'm gonna guess about 5 teaspoons, which is about that. I am eyeballing this. Pretty much the only time in my life I use cream and mushroom, because that's what Grandpa did. And if Grandpa did it, that's the way I'm gonna do it.
Amen.
2 cans of cream of mushroom. Now remember, this is for my larger family with all teenage sons. I have 3 teenage sons. My 17-year-old recently told me that the only time he wasn't hungry after a meal was Thanksgiving. The rest of the time, he's never full, not ever. And I was like, you can eat more. And he's like, no, I'm okay. But then he comes back and eats more. If you just dump it on the chicken, it's gonna look super, super weird, so don't do that. Let your conscience be your guide. I like to go fairly heavy, you guys. It's supposed to be spicy. It's supposed to be salty. Add what you think is right and then add a little more. And then don't pepper spray yourself with the toadies. Oh my gosh. Oh. I have never successfully done that without sneezing, not ever. Oh my gosh. And then I just like to give it a little zhuzh like this so the liquid can kind of get down into the rice. But that's as simple as it is. There's like almost no ingredients. They're all very inexpensive. And I'm not going to cover it. It goes into the oven like this. We will check it at 1 hour. Now, because I doubled it, mine actually does need to go a little bit longer than an hour. But if you cut this in half, 1 hour is totes perfect. I'm probably gonna end up being about 1 hour 15 for this. Oh, hey, look what else I found. So I have these Birch Benders, I think these are keto, chocolate chip keto pancakes. Here's what happened. I bought these because they were a great deal. These are normally like $7 at the grocery store. I got them for 79 cents at a discount store. And then my family didn't really like them.
How dare they?
Best Buy 2022. My issue is because it's mostly almond flour. Did this go rancid? Let's check. I do want to say for the record that when it comes to expired food, there is a shelf life on some products, and those will be anything that have oils in them. Okay, does not smell rancid. They smell okay. I'm a little surprised. I totally thought these were gonna smell bad. I'm gonna meal prep both of these bags for breakfast for the entire week. So I'm gonna get out the big old honkin' griddle. I think they still sell it on Amazon if you have a huge family and you want a big griddle. Big bowl, and we're just gonna bust out the keto chocolate chip pancakes. And like I said, my kids don't love these, but you put enough butter and syrup on anything and it's gonna taste good, am I right? Now, of course, homemade pancakes are going to be infinitely better than any mix at all. I stand by that opinion. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. These Birch Bender keto pancake mix is not it. Even this extra time I made these, my kids were like, we'll eat them, but never again. I went into my spice cabinet and I found this Gourmet Collection Smoked Paprika Garlic Chili and Chives Spice Blend, best before February of 2023. I also noticed my olive oil also says best by March of 2023. So I thought we could use these today. So you give it the good little like sniffer, and if it smells rancid, you'll be able to tell. Just toss it. This one smells fine, so I'm gonna make a concentrated effort to just use it right now. So what I have right here is 6 tablespoons of the olive oil in this very large baking dish because I am going to marinate some chicken breast. This was September of 2023. I do throw them in the freezer just like this. I have a big family, so a huge family pack of chicken like this is reasonable for me. I'll most likely end up with extras anyway. Spices actually don't go bad, as it were. They'll lose their potency, but they definitely will not make you sick. Obviously, like this one, they might get a little chunky over time. The only one that you really can't use past the date is probably like baking powder, because it loses its leavening properties. Okay, this is 2, 4, and a half. And wow, I still have a lot of that left. Yikes! And we're gonna give this a little wang jangle. I mean, it smells great. I will tell you there's no salt in this, so I will need to salt my chicken later. I might do that right before I cook it. But here we go. This should be enough in theory based on what it says on here for my 4 pounds of chicken. But first I'm gonna put gloves on because I have an open wound. Here is my chicken breast. It's still a little bit frozen, that's okay. And I'm gonna slice it this way. So they cook really, really evenly. So I like to do this by putting my hand pretty flat and carefully going through the chicken. Now, like I said, mine's frozen, so I had to give it a little more oomph. So to be honest, a lot of the shelf stable food, it's not that it's expired, it's that It's past the best by date or sell by date. Those are different. The government has rules on how long stores can keep certain items on their shelves for best flavor and texture. That does not mean that once you go past that date, it's going to like automatically make you sick or something like that. In fact, if you go onto the USDA's website, they even say canned food is good almost indefinitely as long as the can itself is intact. Of course, use your eyes, nose, and judgment. So if you look at something that's canned and the can has deteriorated and is rusty on the inside, or the seal has popped, or it smells or looks weird, obviously toss it. And then when it comes to things like white flour, white rice, sugar, whole wheat berries that have not been ground into anything yet. Okay, this one is really frozen. Holy moly. I just want to keep my fingers out of the way. We know how that goes. As long as you don't get any kind of weevils or pantry bugs in them, those are good for 10 plus years. I opened a container of rice that was 20 years old. It was fine. Didn't get sick, tasted fine, no problems. So I'm saying you can use the best by or sell by date semi-loosely. And let's be clear, like I'm not talking about sour cream that has mold all over it in your fridge, or that block of cheddar that has that fuzzy layer on the outside. Yeah, get rid of that. It's going to go in the fridge for a couple of hours and grill, stovetop, oven. At this point, it doesn't really matter. However you want to cook it, it's gonna be delicious. Don't forget to add a little salt right before, because remember, this guy had no salt in it. So I have this habit of going to my mom's house and stealing food out of her pantry. You know I'm right.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah.
And I found these granola bars, these Nature Valley sweet and salty peanut. Andrew, read the date off.
1 year ago, almost exactly.
So I would like you to have this as an after school snack. And then tell me if you get sick. Hang on, let's smell it.
I feel like a test subject, like a lab rat.
It smells great. It smells fine.
Let's see.
Smell it.
Oh yeah, it smells normal.
It smells totally normal.
Boy, teenagers.
It's just a little crunchy, but like, it tastes fine.
So it's not chewy anymore, it's a crunchy Nature Valley bar, which is the original Nature Valley bar, let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Just a little crunchy.
Okay, I think these are fine. I'm gonna go steal the rest of them out of her pantry and give them to my kids for their lunch. What do we think about the shot?
This ruined puzzle is faced with the pieces all face down.
Give me a break! A dance break!
Patterns run.
I found these expired Reese's peanut butter chips in my pantry and figured it was the perfect opportunity to make cookies. So I am using my chocolate peanut butter chip cookie recipe. I think it's available on my website, or it's like a little mini e-digital cookbook. Either way, it is somewhere. I've made it on my channel before. It starts with an expired bag of Reese's peanut butter chips. So I've got my Bosch right here. This is a Bosch mixer. It is uber more powerful than a KitchenAid. How do I know? I got both. And to it, I will add butter, because you know what I need in my life to make me happy? Butter. And a healed finger. We're not there yet, we'll talk about that later. 1 cup, that's 2 sticks of butter. These have been sitting on the counter. These have been sitting on the counter all day, so they are ready to go. And the key to any delicious cookie is room temperature ingredients and creaming the butter and sugar. That's it, my friends. 1 minute, not gonna cut it. You need to go, like I've heard you can overdo it, like 10 minutes, but I like a good 3 to 5 minute mix. Really like whip that sugar into the butter. You know what I'm saying? Okay, 1 full cup of softened butter. Here we go. Sugar's up next, brown and white. Measuring cups. This is how I store mine. Follow me for more organization tips. Okay, my favorite measuring cup is this 3/4 cup measuring cup. Isn't this amazing? I got these off of Amazon like 4 years ago. 3/4 cup measuring cup. No more 1/2 cup and 1/4 cup measuring like a caveman. White sugar, equal amount brown. I have concerns about my brown sugar because it is crunchy. Wow. Okay, okay, maybe it won't be fine. Let's break this up a little bit. Too bad my 17-year-old's not here. He could really like break up all these chunks. Wow, okay. I'm gonna need, from the pros, how do I soften brown sugar? Let's look that up. Oh, in the microwave. Oh, let's do it. All right, very crusty brown sugar. They said damp paper towel, 20 to 30 seconds. Here we go. Alexa, play.
Give me a break!
Buried alive, I'm dying here just to be safe.
All right, how do we think that turned out? Okay, that's better. Okay, that might work. That's good. 3/4 cup. Oh shoot, it's hard to do in the bowl. Didn't think that through. The most awkward anyone has ever put brown sugar in a measuring cup ever. But at least I have a 3/4. Okay, brown sugar and white sugar all in. Now, lid on, turn it on, and crank that puppy for like 5 minutes. And we're there. Next step is 2 eggs. Always crack your eggs into a separate container. I got a really rotten egg recently, like just one out of the whole bunch. It stunk. It was super watery, very weird. Just to be safe, crack them into one of these. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla, or if you're like me, let your conscience be your guide. There we go. If a little is good, more is better.
There's too much wisdom in there.
After that's mixed, we're gonna do the dry ingredients, starting with 2 1/4 cup of flour. Ideally, you would weigh it, but I'm not a real baker, so I just like do that, and it's always turned out well for me. 2, oh, look at that. Now the good stuff. Cocoa powder. I have this one from Thrive Market. I've had it for a long time. The quality is fantastic. Okay, 1/3 cup of the good stuff. Oh no. Okay, it might be a little more than 1/3. It'll be fine. Like I said, not a baker, it's fine. My kids are just eating these. It's not like I'm selling them to the public. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, very important. And 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Yep, there we go. Let's mix this until it's combined. Then we add our expired peanut butter chips. Next up, your entire 10-ounce bag of Reese's. They do look a little weird. I don't think they're actually bad, but they do have kind of like a white coating. I believe that's where the fat separates just a little bit from the sugar. I could be totally making that up. I don't know what I'm saying. And I think we're gonna add some pecans because I have them. Let's do a 1/2 cup. I should chop these up, but nah. Just call me the lazy baker. There we go. One of the best investments I made in my kitchen were the baking mats. You do not have to get the expensive ones. I got the expensive ones, and then I got like this one after Christmas. I think it was 99 cents for 2. They work the same. They were just from Walmart. So I believe any brand is totally fine. I should try the Dollar Tree ones and see if those work. My kids aren't home from school yet, which means no one's here to lick the beaters. Oh well, they'll be very sad, but it'll be fine. It's probably better anyway, right? They don't get salmonella or whatever. Speaking of salmonella, did you guys watch that documentary? Our food is poisoned or woo, talk about a film that will scare the pants off of you when it comes to eating lettuce. I thought they were a little over the top, honestly. I've been cooking with chicken for like 25 years. I've never gotten sick from chicken, ever. I don't have cross-contamination. I wash everything. It's actually been fine. But man, they made it sound like if you eat chicken, you will die. All right, just using one of these smaller cookie scoopers. I don't know what else to call them. Serving scooper? Tablespoon cookie scooper? I don't know. So my oven's at 375. I will cook these for, 8 to 11 minutes, depending on your oven. And while I'm doing this, let's talk about my finger. If you saw my last video just a few days ago, I told you that I sliced my finger. I basically was very close to cutting my finger off. I had 5 stitches. Stitches stayed in for 10 days. And then when he pulled them out, it opened back up again. Steri stripped them to 1 inch of their life, kept that on for another week, still wanted to open. Today, 3 weeks later, it's finally kind of holding together the slice. However, it's not healed. My tissue has not grown back together yet. It's just kind of holding at the top. And I have pretty severe nerve damage in my finger. It's pretty severe. It's incredibly painful to touch. But according to the surgeon, they're too close to the end. They cannot do surgery to repair the nerves, but he's super hopeful that like within the next 2 to 3 months, all my nerves will grow back. He's very hopeful. It's just gonna take a long time. So if you continue to see me not using my finger over the next few months, I'm trying to grow nerves back. The surgeon was very positive about it. He thought it was healing really nicely. It was just so bad that it is gonna take a long time. Okay, I'll see you in 9 minutes to see how the cookies turn out. And if at all possible, don't almost cut off your finger. Also, if you've had like nerve injuries, how long did it take for sensation to come back? I need some positive words right now because 3 weeks into this, it really, really sucks. I don't think 9 minutes is it. Let's leave these out. The next one will go 10. We'll see how they continue to cook right there. All right, let's try 10 on these. See how that looks. Remember, when you make homemade cookies, they do continue to cook on the pan for like another, I don't know, 5 minutes. I like to keep them on the pan for at least another 10 minutes.
Mom made these cookies with expired peanut butter chips and they taste normal. They taste normal to you guys?
Boy, teenagers.
Yeah, they're fine.
I literally taste no difference. These taste exactly the same way they always do.
If you have expired chips, don't just throw them away.
What are you doing?
I'm helping.
Helping how?
I'm cleaning out the expired food.
That's a lot of expired food. Is it all expired, really?
It's all dessert and chocolate. Here's what I know about dessert and chocolate. It doesn't really expire. But don't tell my mom that. These are going back to my house.
Are you doing a crazy video about my